Good afternoon from AlphaCars. My name is Tom, coming to you from our Northampton location, and today I am very excited to be sharing with you this recent arrival here at the dealership. This is a 2018 Ural Retro. This Retro is currently showing only 477 miles on the odometer, all original, purchased a few years back. Hardly ridden, but maintained beautifully, kept in great condition. This is a real unique opportunity as these retro models are becoming very difficult to find, even for us here at the dealership. It's really nice to see one of these come up for sale, and we're happy it's this one because this particular bike is stunning, and we'll go over that in just a minute. Of course, if you would like to see a high-resolution detailed photo set around this whole machine, please reference the listing at alphacars.com, and there you'll find that alongside a long list of technical data and general information about the retro model. However, today I'd like to go on a quick condition overview, just showing you some of the interesting features and what makes these retro models so special. Now, being a model that was discontinued a few years ago, you may not see these as often as the other models like the Gear Up and the CT. However, the Retro really was so different and set itself apart from a styling perspective more than anything. As you'll see, much more rounded edges, less military look. You see that rounded off tank, the beautiful accents of the hand pinstriped paintwork all around the machine. You'll find the turn signals, these nice kind of pods, these rounded off lighting accessories here on the back of the bike. You'll see more chrome on these nice little frame extensions. Everywhere you look is just a gorgeous little detail that you may not see when looking around, say, the Gear Up or the CT models that have a more kind of rugged off-road or military appearance. But starting just looking at the general condition here, as you've seen, this is finished in a gorgeous piano black finish with that white pinstriping, all done by hand at the Ural factory. Just presents absolutely beautifully. You'll see all of these big painted surfaces are in nearly perfect condition, as one would expect with this motorcycle only traveling under 500 miles since it's sold. Looking here at the sidecar, you also have that gorgeous white pinstriping carrying across the sidecar fender there and all the way down the side of the sidecar into the front. Just a stunning appearance, and really one of my 2 or 3 favorite color schemes ever available on any Ural models. But taking a look here at some of the more technical portions of the bike, you do have the 749cc motor. This is powder coated in silver, whereas a lot of other bikes you will find it in black. I do love the silver, and I think it matches the contrast of this bike absolutely perfect. This is producing 41 horsepower, 42 pounds-feet of torque. Power is delivered through a twin plate dry clutch into a 4-speed manual gearbox. You do have, where usually you would find a lever to adjust into reverse gear, you have a gorgeous hand shifter with that nice wooden grain. Engages very easily. It's much easier than finding that little lever with your heel. That's a lovely feature. And then power is delivered from the transmission through a shaft drive into this hub here at the back. Now, this is traditionally on the Gear Up where you would find that drive shaft jutting out into the sidecar wheel for that optional 2-wheel drive. However, on the Retro, they never seemed to, they didn't think that the customer base for the Retro would need that 2-wheel drive feature, getting themselves stuck in these deep mud ruts and ponds, because just looking at this bike, you can see it is more appealing for a road-going audience as opposed to the rugged off-roading. You'll find no spare shovel bolted to the side here, no auxiliary fuel canister like you might find on the Gear Up. This is certainly more oriented for road use. You'll also notice with the tires, this particular bike has the much more road-oriented tire arrangement as opposed to the big, chunky off-road tires you'll find on the Gear Up. This is a nice touch. It goes down the road so smoothly, and that 2-wheel drive really isn't necessary. You'll find the dual exhausts just below that hub in the back there on either side. Pipes are in great shape, not corroding at any of the joints. Really was maintained very well even in storage. You can see the wheels to match that engine and all of the chrome accents are finished in a nice semi-gloss polished metal finish, looking fantastic. You You can see the suspension matches just the same. Again, it's a different suspension arrangement here at the front when compared to a gear up. You also have this gorgeous standalone headlight just hanging out above the clamp there, looking great with the ignition just on top. And just below that, you'll find your adjustable steering stabilizer, which is a great feature to have at higher speeds. The seating arrangement on this particular bike is currently in the single tractor seat setup. Now, of course, you could fit another higher tractor seat just behind where this what's currently occupied by this rack. You could fit another seat for a pillion passenger. However, I think that rack just looks excellent and matches so well with these other accents here on the sidecar. You can see your trunk storage rack at the top there, as well as a rear bumper. All of this just plays together so nicely, matching even smaller accents like your chrome coilover suspension there on the sidecar. And these coilovers are covered up by these covers, giving it that retro styling. Looking here at the controls, find they're in excellent shape. Parking brake engaged just here, but also you may notice it has a different handlebar setup. Now traditionally you'd see the handlebars mounted a couple inches lower, or your controls would sit a couple inches lower and perhaps a little bit more forward. Whereas this customer felt more comfortable with this aftermarket bar, which is adjustable and has a higher and slightly closer grip, which actually, for me, I think feels fantastic. But of course, if you wanted to return to the original, we do have the original chrome handlebar that will come with the motorcycle. As you can see though, this is not a cheap part. This is a nice handlebar setup, and that black with the white emblems there matches the bike very well. Wouldn't really notice unless you looked closely. Looking at the sidecar quickly, you'll notice it's a bit more furnished than your typical Ural sidecar. You can see it has this gorgeous siding. It's not quite a houndstooth pattern, but it has an interesting checkered gray and black pattern to it, which I think fits the bike just perfect. And also, just above your rubber protective mat, you will have this hardwood floor that's all held together by these leather straps. It all looks so appropriate here in the sidecar on the gear up, on the retro. It just looks awesome, and just a really nice touch matching that reverse shifter so nicely. Of course, this also does come with your trunk that you'll find on any Ural. Of course, this is kind of a two-handed operation, one hand for this latch and one hand for the lid. So I'm going to try to operate this as best I can while recording for you. There we go, that wasn't too bad. And as you can see in the trunk, we have plenty of room, but I'm going to unpack this and show you all the different things here in the trunk. Just give me one moment. So as you can see, I opened up that trunk, and the first thing I took out was the sidecar tonneau cover. As you can see, looks really nice. This vinyl material, great for weatherproofing. It mounts the sidecar in so many places. It's really got a tight seal. You won't see it flapping around or causing any annoyance. This particular one, even though it is on a used bike, is in fantastic shape. As you can see, it was always folded very nicely. And carrying on to the remainder of the trunk, you do have an owner's manual in the pouch just there, as well as a full toolkit. And as you can see below that rubber protective mat, you also have a couple of other little bits underneath here, some extra hardware for mounting the original handlebars and various other small things. As you can see, all the mechanisms inside never got corroded from sitting in the moisture. It all looks fantastic. And closing down the lockable trunk here, as you can see, just flip up that latch, close it down, and you're all sealed. Again, just a gorgeous bike and a unique opportunity, as we really don't see these too often, especially not ones in a color this gorgeous. But if you do have any further questions related to this 2018 Ural Retro, please reach out to us via the listing at alphacars.com. There you're going to find all of the relevant contact information. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you from AlphaCars.